Under 40 CEOs. Drive your ambition.
Okay, welcome to this driving interview. The pleasure to have you.
Thank you, Ukinebo.
So I was asked to pick somebody that's a mentor that I would love to drive and ask questions, and of course the natural choice is my number one role model and mentor. So I'll just be asking you a few questions. In building a business, I mean, you built the premier finishing school in Nigeria, transformed it into a national business with international work going on, and then you had to retire, let all of that go, and you're now on another phase entirely in ministry. And I think there's so many things to learn from your journey across the way. So my first question would be, maybe you can just tell us a little bit about your journey, and I know there's so many phases of it, but in any way you want to summarize it, just so people can get to have an idea of your journey.
Thank you so much. I think one word to use to describe where I am, who I've become, what I've evolved into is grace. I used to be a banker, but somehow, especially when I turned 40, and everyone thought it was midlife crisis, I knew something just wasn't enough anymore. I knew something was very wrong with my life, but I didn't know what. But so thank God, I finally found my purpose, discovered my purpose, and I didn't waste time to start working in it. And so Poise started about 21 years ago now.
Yes.
And it was not something that everyone believed in. In fact, hardly anyone believed in it. But one thing you must do to ensure that you are able to run with your vision is to ensure that your significant other believes in you and believes in that vision, because if he doesn't, it's just a matter of time. You would give up, on that vision. So when I turned 60, I thought it was time to move on, and so I packed my bags. I didn't look back. It was a bittersweet experience, but it was something I looked forward to because it presented new challenges. I didn't know what I was going to do. That's the truth. But today, it's clearer.
Yes.
It's clearer.
Before we go on, I just want to let everyone know. I know you know my guest today, Mrs. Mavi Isibor, founder of Poise Nigeria, and so many other things, but I'm interviewing my mom, so I'm going to know some details. I'm going to be helping her to talk about. So my next question is, how do you let go? Because many people watching are CEOs, they're building, and we've never started thinking of how we're going to let go of this whole thing. Thinking about how you started, being the first, being the best in the industry, growing so much. I just keep wondering, how does one get to that point where you say, okay, it's time to let go?
Poise was something I built from scratch, from my dining table, and it was a passion that, ate me up. And as someone who has built something, you must also develop your self-awareness, a deep understanding of your strengths, of the opportunities that are out there, and your ability and capacity to harness those opportunities. And so for me, that's when I got to that point where I didn't feel like waking up in the morning anymore to go to work, there was no ginger, there was no pep, there was no verb, I could see opportunities, but I didn't know how to take advantage of them. And then finally, I also knew that I didn't have the energy, because growing something, driving something, building something, sustaining an enterprise takes a lot of energy. Especially for the woman, you need more energy than the man.
Yes.
Because you are multitasking in different from different angles. So you're thinking business, you're thinking profit, but then you're thinking soup. You're thinking eba. You're thinking, so you're thinking diapers.
You're thinking children growing up right.
Exactly. You're thinking children growing. So I knew that I didn't have that type of energy anymore. So when you combine all of these together, and you see, especially that part where you start to feel too old for those opportunities, that is the time to let go.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you. I've noticed that, as maybe because of the work I'm doing now, there's a lot of visibility. A lot of young people reach out to me asking, I would like you to mentor me. I would like you to teach me. I want to be like you and all of that. So how do you do that? How does that work?
You have to be kind to yourself. You have to be kind to yourself. You have to also learn to love yourself. Okay? And so don't let the pressure be on you. Let the pressure be on them. Okay. They need a part of you. Okay? So one of the things that I learned to do was to let them come to me.
Okay.
And I'm not giving more than I can afford to give. So come and play with me in my space.
Okay.
Come and be a part of my time. Learn from me. Teaching is different from hands-on. So let the pressure be.
So it's more like they come and they serve.
They serve.
Because sometimes I feel like reluctant, because I don't want someone tomorrow to say, you are using them, or I guess that's their choice to make then.
That's the pressure.
Yes.
No, let them make. Let the choice be theirs. Let the decision be theirs.
Okay.
These are my terms. I'm a busy person. I don't have too much free time. I need my spare time. I have children that are growing children. They need my time. I have a husband. I have my business, my job. I have people that I need to take care of in my own environment, my own office and everything, that I need to grow so that they can buy my vision and run with it. Yeah. You have to find a way to fit into all of those. Okay. You can't fit in, you're not ready to. You can't. That's why I say they can't have their cake and eat it, or eat their cake and have it.
Okay. One more thing. I just have two more questions. One more question about something I think I'm learning now, or maybe say struggling with. I don't know yet. Is I've always had this desire to please people and say yes, do whatever you want, I can do it. It has the good side and the bad side. Now the good side is because on my job it makes me go the extra mile all the time. But then I'm not having time for anything else. That's one. And then number two, I realized that in some environments it comes with a lot of backlash. It comes with a lot of people feeling that you are taking the shine off them, or you are limiting their own prospects because they are not ready to go as far as you're ready to go to get the job done. And on this extreme, I don't want to work like less than my capacity to make people comfortable. But on the other side too, I also want to find a way to be balanced so that I can have more time for myself, my children, and I just need some.
Okay.
Yes.
I like that. I've always told you that ability to say no is a virtue, and there are strategies and styles of saying no that will leave a person going away feeling like, oh, he's won when he hasn't really won. So learn to please people by first loving yourself. And I know that you've already worked you've worked on yourself in that area. So I'm not going to waste too much time because your question is too prompt. The second one is that people will always talk. People will always beef. People will always, as long as you're doing something that they wish that they could have done, they will always, beef you and be vicious towards you. They will. So you need to grow a thick skin. You need to grow a thick skin, because you can't stop people feeling that way. You need to grow that thick skin, and you need to continue to do the best that you can, and put your best foot forward, because you may never have another opportunity to do so. So my advice would be, take the jobs that will cause you to shine even the more. I'm very serious about that. Okay. No matter whose ox is God.
Yes.
Take the jobs that will cause you to shine even the more.
Okay.
And then learn to say no politely and sweetly to the ones that someone else can do and shine in.
Okay. Thank you. Final question. Yes, because like I said at the beginning, I've always known you to be very driven and ambitious, and you are still that same person, even as you have transitioned into ministry now. What would you say drives your ambition?
I've never really thought about it, but thinking about it now is that maybe it has to do with the way I grew up. Okay. There was a lot of lack. There was a lot of pull back. Like you're not expected to become anything. You're not expected to be heard. You're not expected to rise above a certain level. And so for me, that went against my grain completely, totally. It went against my grain. And as I grew up and I realized that I could achieve this, I could achieve that, I could even achieve so, I knew that except you stop yourself, no one can stop you.
Wow, thank you so much for driving.
I want to tell you about what I expect of you.
Yes, please. That's it. The most important thing.
Yes.
Where can I improve? A big appraisal. I'm so scared. Okay. An appraisal of me and what you think I should improve and what I should do better.
I'm actually very proud of you. I'm really, really, really proud of you. You're the type of person you give 2 things and then they turn it into 10. But I also feel that the success of a woman must be reflected in her home. The world is very hard and critical of women that are successful in life. And so you must keep everything together, hold them all tightly together, because the world is waiting to bring down any and every successful woman.
Okay, balance. I'm hearing balance.
Yes.
So not just throw myself into my work.
Don't throw yourself into your work. Make time.
Under 40 CEOs, Drive Your Ambition. Brought to you by Mitsubishi. Shot on Samsung. Masilia Motors, sole distributors of Mitsubishi Motors in Nigeria.